Hey, Tommy, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yep. Are you okay?
I'm good, man.
You look great,
How are
bud. How
you?
are you?
I'm fine. It couldn't be better.
So I know
Couldn't be better.
you got a busy schedule, and I know you have some big news to share with cannabis.net. So tell me, finally, you're going to be out there in the dispensary world. Give us the intel.
Well, it's a dream come true. All these years, way back, I think we were the first to even think about having it, uh, our own place. And finally, it's Cheech and Chong. It's not just Tommy Chong, it's not just Cheech, it's Cheech and Chong Dispensaries.
That's
How
the
about
best.
that?
How does
Oh,
Chief
it
feel
is the
about it?
best. Uh, Tell you the truth, I don't know. I haven't really talked to him about it.
You're like, I never even asked him. I don't know.
uh, no, because of this lockdown, we're supposed to have dinner. What was it, day before yesterday? But he didn't want to go to a restaurant, and so we. But no, he's feeling really good about it. He's always wanted to do our shops. The whole thing is to get it going and then sell it for billions of dollars.
I hear you. Where will the first one open, and where can people go into this Cheech and Chong branded dispensary? Give us the opening dates and locations.
Okay, Paris. Paris, what's the opening date and where's the location?
We're in the process of looking for them right now. They're identifying properties and licenses at the moment.
Yeah, right now we're looking for the property and the licenses at the moment, because what we're going to do, we're going to come in and take over, the ones that are, available, and then we're going to start creating our own. But right now we want to get them off the ground, so we're just going to we're right now in the process of doing it. But right now what we're looking to do now is just get some select group of investors, and we're offering, because it's public, we're offering stock, and it's going to be great, man. It's going to be wonderful. I think it'll be in the most logical spots, California, Nevada. That's what I'm thinking about. New York, Boston, that the big players.
So are you going to do a Reg A, or are you looking for investors? How much are you looking to raise? Maybe we can help you out.
Well, it's, we're I don't know exactly the financial thing. I know that we're, like, I got a lot of billionaire friends, and I think, in fact, any one of them could do it. They could carry the load themselves, more than anything, it's a celebrity thing, hook up with Chong, because that's how I got my billionaire friends, because I'm famous. I can get into any restaurant, it just was my name. And these billionaires, they can afford to, but they still make me pay for half the tab.
Well, that's a bad sign, because I tell everybody you're my billionaire friend. So if you're looking for billionaire friends, we're all in trouble. Hey, Tommy, last time I had a couple questions. Last time we talked about a year ago, I asked you if it was a little bit bittersweet being part of Cheech and Chong and the counterculture that created this cannabis movement, yet the new stoner culture, if that even is the word, the new cannabis culture says, we respect Tommy and what he did, but we're not Cheech and Chong stoners. That doesn't describe us. We're active. We get a job. We do things. Do you still feel the same way, that all publicity is good publicity, or is it a little bittersweet to hear the compliment on one side, but then hear them say, we're not Cheech and Chong. That's not what we're about.
Well, I know. Well, you take the people that said it. I think they're MedMen was one of them, and right now they're in chapter 11 almost. So that's what happens when you go against Cheech and Chong.
You should just be Cheech and Chong. You would have been successful.
Yeah, well. Look at us.
Yep.
We're going to go probably buy their stores.
I gotcha. I lost your video.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. They're back.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think you might be
they're
moving into some of those prime locations, like you talked about.
That's what I'm saying. So we're going to say, yeah, I respect your opinion, but excuse me, Get out of the way.
Your tagline with Cheech should be, maybe you do want to be like Cheech and Chong. That should be your tagline.
Well, Cheech and Chong aren't Cheech and Chong anymore.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Cheech and Chong, I mean, look at me. I'm living in the Palisades in a palatial state. And Cheech has got 2 homes, one in Palm Springs, one in, so we're not the 2 guys living in a crash pad, you know.
What happened to Born in East LA? I mean, that was
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what we're doing? We're hanging with billionaires that were born in East LA. You know.
Gotcha. Well, that's the roots right.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, we had another thing. We did an article about your Twitter feed and how political it is and how passionate you are. And the readers wanted to know for sure, do you write all your tweets? Do you have a service? Or are you just free form? Is that all you?
The Twitter's all me. Twitter's all me. The Facebook, I have people run that, post that, but no, the Twitter's all me. And yeah, I'm like Trump. I'm addicted to Twitter.
Oh, you are. You are pretty much the anti-Trump. You are his nemesis on Twitter, I would say. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But I'm like Trump. And you know what? I think I know Trump better than Trump because I was in jail. I was in prison with Trumps, Yeah. I grew up with Trumps. I grew up with hustlers, That's why in Canada, all my friends, but you know what I had an after hours nightclub, and so all the gangsters, all the conmen would come down, and so I've known the Trumps all my life, and I know one thing about him because when he was running for president, he never wanted to win. He just wanted to campaign. He just wanted to do a venue where you get thousands of people, and adoring him, and clapping and yelling, chanting. He never wanted to lock up Hillary ever, but he just wanted to incite the mob. You get addicted to that kind of power, the power of the personality, and and so when he actually won, because he tried to lose. Now people don't believe that, but he was trying to lose, and instead it backfired on him. Because everybody said, well, at least he's honest. You know what I mean?
Then he won.
Yeah, at least he's honest. Look at Hillary. She's faking it. She's blah, blah, blah. They couldn't understand that he was telling the truth. He is that sex maniac. He is that con man. He is that thief.
Unfortunately, he's not a big fan of cannabis. So what's your feeling on legalization federally? Give me Tommy Chong's estimate or guess.
Oh, you know what? The cannabis is like an avalanche coming down the mountain. The legalization, you either get out of the way or you're going to get run over. There's no basis whatsoever to make that plant illegal. None. I mean, Sandra Gupta, when he showed that little baby, a year-old baby, being cured of epilepsy, so that it can hug its mother for the first time since it was born by using the cannabis products. That was the end of it. That's the end of it. You can't do the racial card. You can't do it leads to heavier drugs. It takes you off heavier drugs. It's a miracle drug. So the legalization, all we need now really, and they better hurry up and do it, is the banks. They better start accepting it. If they don't, we're going to start our own banking system. And we can do that. We have the power to do that. We can bypass the banks if it comes down to that. But, people that want to make money, they're going to jump on the legalization as soon as they can. Well, as soon as we get a decent, what do you call it, administration in power,
I was going to say, you're pretty connected to the Democratic Party. Can you get Joe Biden to come around on cannabis?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not about Joe. Hey, shut up. It's not about Joe Biden. It never was about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the guy that they put in front of the microphone to soothe the country, to tell them everything's okay, everything's fine, to do everything that Trump's not doing. And then we got experts to do everything that Trump's trying to do and messing up. There's messing up. See, Obama, when you get Biden, you get Obama. You get all the brain power, the trust in the world, because nobody wants this pandemic to keep going. They want to stop it. They don't want people. They don't want to be at war.
That's
But
true.
but as long as you got this nutcase, and the thing is, he doesn't even have ambition to do anything. He just wants to get in front of a lot of people and have them chant, chant his name. That's all. And I think, truthfully, that once we get a decent administration in power, Trump will be fine. He'll have his audience, he'll have his people, he'll be in jail, but he'll still be popular. He'll go down. He'll be what he wanted to be, but he won't be in power. See, that's the whole thing. Well, like George W. He was a horrible president. He made the worst choices with the what was the hurricane? It's been so long, I forgot what it's called. Katrina. See, he didn't know how to do it, but he knew how to hire people to do it. He right away, he got rid of Brownie, and he got the other guy, the black guy from New Orleans. And so that's what we need. See, the country, America, is like a big boat, and Trump took over. He wanted to steer it, and he doesn't know how to steer it. He doesn't know how it works. He doesn't know how to back it up. He doesn't know how to stop it. He doesn't know how to do anything. He just wants the publicity. He's a comic, basically. And most comics, like myself, the reason we're comics is that we got the gift of gab and little else.
Well, let me ask you, I know Chong's Choice is the premium brand of cannabis out there, but when the camera's off and you want to reach for something, what do you enjoy for a cannabis product? Is it an edible? Do you smoke? And what's your top two things that you reach for if it's up to you?
I've got a Tommy Chong breast strip, that's got something like 10 to 15 milligrams of THC. I'll do that. I got a spray that has a mixture of THC and CBD. I'll do that. When I do my cameos, I got fans that want to smoke up with me. I'll do a one hitter with a bong or with a pipe, whatever I got there. I got one pipe that Kravitz, this friend of mine, gave me. It's a one-hander. You can light it and smoke out of it. But I'm a one hitter. That goes back to my earliest days when I first started smoking weed. A jazz musician named Raymond Ma came to Calgary, where I was living, and he gave me a Lenny Bruce record and a marijuana cigarette at the same time. Well, it was I didn't know if I was ever going to get another joint. And I wasn't too sure about the effects. And so I took one hit and put it out. And that joint lasted me a month. But that's the way I am now. I get one hit, and that's all I need. And it's so funny because I'll do one hit, and then I'll forget that I had the one hit. And then I'm walking around the house and I'm thinking, oh, I'm starting to feel weird. Oh, I hope I'm not coming down with a virus. And then I go, oh, I smoked up. That's right. Oh, that's what it is.
And
I'm a one hitter.
You've survived multi-bouts with cancer, and you've given cannabis a lot of credit. Can you talk a little bit about what you think cannabis did as you fought cancer?
Well, what happens when you do when you treat anything with cannabis? The cannabis goes right to the brain. The brain controls the immune system. Now, the immune system won't work properly if you're anxious or afraid, because what happens with the body when you're anxious or worried or in a fight or flight and you're in danger, the body goes into fight or flight mode. And so what happens, it diverts the blood flow to the muscles, so that you can run, or so you can get out of there. You can fight. You can do everything. When you're on cannabis relaxes the whole body, and so the blood flow goes to the brain, and that's what's needed. That's where you need the nutrients. That's where you need the stimulus, because the brain controls the immune system, and once the brain is relaxed and the body's relaxed, the immune system kicks in, and it takes care of all the problems that you have. So that's why, being anxious, or being frightened, or being worried, or being anything like that. Now, I'll tell you another way to relax the body. This is very important too, because with cannabis, this is the greatest thing. I'm a great student of the Bible, of the spiritual world, and I've been studying it all my life, since I was 8 years old, even younger. That was the only entertainment I had when I was a kid, was Sunday school. And so the stories really stuck in my head, and for a long time there, but I was never really one or the other. I was never a Christian or a Catholic or a believe in anything. I believe in everything. And so I was recently, maybe a couple of years ago, but maybe about a couple of years ago, I realized that you can shortcut your religious experience real easy. Instead, like a lot of monks and religious people, they'll pray for hours. They'll meditate for hours. They have to go in seclusion. They have to wear certain clothes. They have to do all that stuff. Well, I found out from reading the Bible that you don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is think of God. Change your thought, your negative thought. And the easiest way to do that, the quickest way, is to think of God. Now, you don't have to do any more than that, but just change your thought. Now, the minute you do that, you activate the God app in your soul, because that's who you are. You really are a piece of God, And the minute you just hit that app, miracles happen. I'm saying miracles. This lockdown, you get in big arguments with your who's ever around, your wife.
Shelby.
And Shelby. And the arguments in the beginning started getting really intense, and then something said, "Hey, come on, dude, you know how to do this. Think of God." And so quietly, just by myself, changed my thought, change whatever the argument or whatever it was, and I put it out of my mind, and I think of God. Well, miracles happen. And you don't have to be face to face here. You do it on your own. And when I say miracles, I'm talking about the whole vibe changes. That's how powerful that word is. That's why in the Bible they say the word of God is sacred. Because it is sacred, because it has that power. Now, if you use it, as a swear word or cuss word or something like that, it loses that power, because you're not really thinking of God. But if you do think of God, the power that thought has just takes care of every problem that you have. And especially if you're creating. Or if simple thing, like I lose my phone all the time. And you know what I do? I say, "Okay, God, where is it?"
And then
you know what
Paris and
happens?
Shelby come out and give it to you.
and you know what happens? For some reason I go, oh, there it is. It turns
you hit the thing that says "Find my phone," and it's right there. It's a miracle.
But anyway, that I give this to you because you asked. But if it's something that I was doing a talk at USC Film School. They had me there talking about Up in Smoke, and then they wanted to know what was your inspiration. What inspired you, And then I told him that, I said, here's a little trick. And I told him right then, I said, try it now, everybody, try it. Turn your thoughts to God. And then there was something came over that whole crowd. It was like, it was something. And then that was like the end of the talk. And the teacher that had me there, he's, well, I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
and I walked.
What
I
philosophy?
walked
102. It's right down the hall, sir.
yeah. Then I walked down out to catch my ride home, and I had a couple follow me out, and they said they were so affected by that. They just had to tell me. They just had, you know, and that's what's been going on in my life. And so when I, you know, we're talking about the dispensaries, you know, Cheech and Chong dispensaries. We've been trying to do that forever. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, they just happened. It just at the right time. I mean, had we done it sooner, it wouldn't have worked. But now, like you said, MedMen is going under, and we're going to probably go buy them out.
Plenty of prime location for the dispensaries. I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me ask you, you brought up in Smoke, and for those of us that grew up on your work and memorized it, we all have our favorite skits. Is there any skit or two skits that are your favorite or you're most proud of or you think are really funny out of all the movies or the skits for the cassettes?
Yeah, there's a ton of them. I think I wasn't looking at his neck, man. That to me.
Of course, our community loves the Dave's Not Here, right? That's kind of a
yeah. I mean, that character.
The Corsican Brothers, you know, I still watch to this day. It's great.
I know the Corsican Brothers too. Same thing. They have the funniest little tidbits in there. Yeah. Well, you know, I got that character from my character from a friend of mine, or a kid. I met this kid. He was sitting on. There was a garbage strike in Vancouver back in '68, I guess, and they had garbage piled all over the place. And I'm walking down the main street, Granville Street, and there's a kid with red hair, a hippie with long red hair and an overcoat, and he's sitting on the garbage, and he looked angelic because with the way the light hit him, it looked like an angel sitting there, so I had to talk to him, and he was begging for money, spiritual. Oh no, he said, "Hey man, do you know where I can crash tonight?" And I looked at him. I said, "What's your name?" He goes, "Strawberry." And so I said, "Well, I have a nightclub. There's a light booth that could work, you know." He said, "Oh, that'd be great, man." And so he stayed in the light booth, and he became our light operator for a bit, and we used his name Strawberry in the bit.
Do your characters and skits have real life reference, like Sister Mary Elephant,
Totally.
Basketball Jones? Are those like you guy basketball, and Sister Mary Elephant? I'm just going to guess came from your upbringing in Sunday school.
Well, that was Cheech. Cheech was Sister Mary Elephant. Okay. He had a no. It wasn't me in Sunday school. It was Cheech in his grammar school. He was raised by nuns. And so they had a substitute teacher named Sister Mary Elephant. Oh yeah. Oh man, there's so many. There's so many. Oh. In fact, I got trolled. You know, they were trolling me, and they were trying to say that Joe Biden is like Uncle Pervy. We had a record.
If he legalizes cannabis, he can be Uncle Strawberry, whatever he wants. Well, thank you, Tom. One more time, they're not open yet. We don't have locations, and there may be some MedMen openings. But you're saying California, Nevada, Colorado. We're going to see Cheech and Chong themed dispensaries in
Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. Get out! Really? That's where I am.
Yeah. All
right. Well, I will be covering the opening for you at that one.
Okay, we'll see you there then.
All right. So if they want to invest, they can maybe hit you up on Twitter, or if they're interested in hearing more about it. Is that the best place?
Yeah, Twitter, or we'll put out a whole website.
Okay, sounds good then. And when you get that out, just have Paris or Shelby send it to me and I'll get it up for you.
I'll do that, man. Take
All
care.
right, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Stay safe.
Okay, brother. Take care, man.